So, if you're a real estate wholesaler and you're looking for more deals, you've got to get more leads. And the best way to get leads right now is Facebook ads for motivated sellers. That's where the majority of our deals are coming from. And in this video, I'm going to share with you our top markets, how we target these markets, and a new way that we're doing this that allows us to not only get amazing quality leads in populated areas, but also at the same time pay an inexpensive price for those leads. Because at the end of the day, it's always a balancing act. We want to pay the least amount of money possible for a lead, but we also want that lead to be a viable lead. And this video is for you, especially if you are brand new in the business, looking to get your first deal and looking to figure out a way to get motivated sellers. But it's also for you that if you are an experienced investor, already doing deals, but maybe you're doing cold calling or some of these other strategies and you're considering doing Facebook ads for motivated sellers, maybe you're buying leads and you want to be able to generate your own leads, then this video is going to be immensely helpful to you. So what we've been doing as of late is targeting cities instead of targeting nationwide or states. And the reason for that is that at the end of the day, we do want higher quality leads because we want good opportunities. We don't want to pay a bunch of money for those leads. We don't want to pay $300 a lead, and I'll share with you how much we're paying for these leads. But we also want to make sure that we just get good leads. So here's what we're doing. We are targeting these cities. There's a total of 95 cities, and they're across a variety of different states. Alabama. In California, we're only targeting the west side the east side of the state. So we're not targeting LA, San Diego, any of those areas. We're targeting areas such as Fresno, Sacramento. It's going to be on the east side of California. Colorado, we're targeting the major areas in Colorado. Florida. Now, this is a little bit arbitrary for me, and I have this here in the sense that we are not, I live in Broward County, which is South Florida. We're not targeting South Florida because it's very competitive down here, and we're going to end up spending a bunch of money, and it's just difficult. We're not targeting Southwest Florida. Why? Because there's a lot of inventory in those markets right now, and it becomes difficult to move a deal unless we can buy it cheap. We got to buy so cheap that it just becomes difficult. So we're targeting, in essence, the middle part of the state. We are adding Tampa and Pinellas, and then we're targeting the northern part of the state. Georgia, this is what we're targeting in Georgia. Indiana, major metros, Missouri, North Carolina, Ohio, Oklahoma, Tennessee, and Texas. And it's important, even in Texas specifically, in some of these states, to target like this because the challenge becomes when in certain states, and I'll show you what they are, but in Texas, for example, if you target the entire state, there's a lot of areas in Texas where there's just not that much going on. There's just big pieces of land with nothing in it. And so you're going to get leads in those areas. And we're trying to mitigate against that. We want to be able to get good quality leads. Now, these are the states. So it's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 states that we're targeting. And these are all the cities combined. Now, certain areas we're not targeting. Illinois, we have not done deals frequently there. You are allowed, they have a licensing law there against wholesaling, but you are allowed to do at least one deal. But for us, we haven't had good luck in Illinois. And so we decided to not do it. If you live in Illinois, I would recommend you include it. You can at least do one deal. New Jersey, we have not done deals in New Jersey for a while. And we decided just to eliminate that. But again, if you're in New Jersey, you would add that. New York. In New York, it's an interesting area because we recently did a deal near Buffalo. But it was difficult to do that deal because of the attorneys. It's an attorney state, and they were just simply a pain in the ass to deal with, really. So we decided that New York is dead to us. But if you live there, maybe you put that in. Maryland, we never really did any deals there. In Virginia, we have not done really any deals. They have a law with regards to wholesaling there. And so we decided, you know what, Virginia, you're dead to me too. Now, there's other areas that we excluded. Asheville, for example, recently had the flooding, so we decided let's skip that for a while. South Carolina has a law specific to wholesaling that just got passed. It's supposed to be strict. I know some people that are closing on deals wholesaling, and they really don't care, and they're still getting deals done. So we just didn't want to mess with it. But even when we were targeting South Carolina, we would never get anything viable there. Everything we got was always in North Carolina. So we decided, you know what, let's just skip it. Oregon, they do have some laws that recently were enacted and kind of strict. And I just decided, you know what, forget about it. And then these are states that also we're not doing anything in. Alaska, Hawaii, Delaware, Rhode Island. Iowa has some strict licensing requirements, so we eliminated that. There's other states that have scattered populations. So if you're located here, if you want deals here, then you really need to target those individual cities here. Like in Nevada, for example, you only have Las Vegas and Reno, and that's it. New Mexico, you have a few. And otherwise, like if you're in Montana, unless you target the specific areas, you're going to get leads in a bunch of places that are just completely rural. There's nothing, no activity, and they're going to be difficult for you to make any money from those leads, even if you got them at a really good price. And again, these are also the same as well. These are some of the southern states that we've avoided. Mississippi, we really didn't get that much there. West Virginia is tough because a lot of the times we get a lot of rural stuff, and then also most of the activity happens around the rivers, but also a lot of the houses there are just bad, like cheap. Nobody's buying, so we decided, forget about it. Louisiana, Louisiana is in certain parts, it's good, but for us, we decided, forget about it. I'm saying that too many times. And then some states in the Northeast, we've never really gotten, I don't think I can count the number of leads I've ever gotten in Connecticut and Maine and New Hampshire, those areas. But again, if you live there, then you may want to target those areas individually, right? So these are some of the decisions that I made are very personal in nature based on our own existing wholesaling business. So now, if you target cities like this, what can you expect to pay on a cost per lead basis? So I'm sharing with you an account here that we're running. I have several accounts, but the majority of them, if not all of them, are about the same. Some are actually lower, but right now we're getting leads for about 25 and 25 to 20 to $25 per lead. That's our target cost per lead, which is really good considering that if you were to buy leads, paper leads, if you go to a paper lead company, buy leads, you're going to pay for high quality Facebook lead that is in a populated area. You're going to pay upwards of at least 75, 100 to 150, because in these platforms, when you're buying leads individually, they're selling you what everybody else doesn't want. So if somebody says, "Hey, I want leads in San Antonio, Texas," and a lead comes in, then somebody's going to pay a heck of a lot of money for that lead, and then the only chance of getting that lead is if you pay a lot of money, or maybe it sits in the system for a very long time, and now they're finally selling it to you 30 days after the fact, or after they sold the lead to a gazillion people. So, to get a quality lead where somebody just filled out a form, you get that, you got first dibs on it, you'd pay a lot more money than the $20 to $25 per lead. By the way, as I mentioned before, we can set all this up for you. We can even run it for you, and we can train you on how to do this. So now, what information we collect? We still collect the same amount of information. We collect the type of property, if the property is listed, what's the condition of the property, what's the reason for them wanting to sell, who's living at the property, what's their location and the address, their asking price, as well as then the basic information for that seller, name, email, and phone number. Now, this is a grouping of some of the leads that we've gotten recently. You can see the dates here on the left as the date of this video. This is Friday, March 7th, so you can see the leads coming in. And you can see the various price points here. You can see property type. The details are blurred out because these are actual leads. Property type, the occupancy of that property, the type of condition, the renovation, the motivation, etc. By the way, if you want to dig in deeper into how exactly we run these campaigns and all the nitty-gritty details, check out the video that'll pop up here or there. That video, click on it, and it walks you through our entire process step by step. And that way you can decide if, in fact, you want to also do Facebook ads for motivated sellers to find more leads, to get your first deal, and to avoid the cold calling penitentiary. So click on one of those.